Hey guys, and welcome to CSS tutorial part 9. In this tutorial we're going to be learning about spacing of text. In this tutorial we're going to be learning about white spacing, word spacing, text indentation, letter spacing, and line height. What is white spacing? White spacing is when there is no break line between the words or sentences. For example, so this is the example right here. So there's no line break at all, it's just in one line right there. So, and the rest of space, text, and properties should be very simple and easy to identify. So, for example, the word spacing, so text indentation, letter spacing, line height. So they're very easy to like identify. Like for example, word spacing, there's going to be space between the words. So let's go on to the Sublime Text. So here we are on Sublime Text, and let's go through the first bit. So let's go through word spacing. So all we have to do, so we can make it a class or just a normal paragraph, but I'm going to be doing it in a class. So we could do it in the HTML bit right here, or you could do it in the design.css file, but I'm just going to do it in the design.css file if you right here. So we could go through so p.wordspace, so we're going to do word space for this bit of the example. So as we're going to be creating a class, we just write p, then the word space right here, and then 2 brackets, then enter, then we just write word, then spacing right here, and then we want to write the word spacing in pixels, so we could write let's do like 50 pixels. So if we just save that, and then we're not going to go into the website yet because we have to put in the class into the paragraph. So you can just copy and paste this lorem ipsum text right here, and then write the class. So here if you have the p, then write class, then write what is it? So is it word space? Yeah. So word space. So you just save that, then right here if you just go on it right here, and then here, yeah, so each word it will have like a big space right here. So you could, so if you're like trying to design your website, I'll obviously make it smaller, but the word spacing is probably just for maybe making your paragraph look better, yeah. So yeah, that's a very big word space right there. We could so yeah, so that's word spacing there. We could go through the text indentation. So if you just go another line, so p dot indentation right here, and then just do the 2 brackets, and then here we just write text indent, then here we just write so it could be in pixels, so we could write let's do 20 pixels right here. So just semicolon, save, and go on here, index, then oh no, we have to put the class in. So if you just do this right here, and then write so it was indentation, so indentation right there. So if you just save that, and then save both of them, and then refresh, or just and then yeah, so there's the indent. So the indent could be good for like writing a newspaper or article, whatever you're gonna write. So right here, so it's just a bit of indentation, but if you're gonna write a newspaper or article, I'll make it bigger. So so yeah, so that's text indentation right there. We could also go through letter spacing, so that one's going to be so just write text, so just write letter space, then write do that, and here do that, and then here just write text, letter spacing right there, and then we could write so the letter spacing could be, we could do the same thing, but we can make it smaller, like we could do 30 pixels right here, save that, and then here we could do the same thing right here. So actually I'll just replace this with replace this with letter space. So do letter then space. So just save that, then go on that, and then oh no, that's too much right there. So yeah, so that's letter spacing. We could obviously make it a lot more smaller than that. But yeah, so letter spacing, that it's technically the same with the word spacing right there. So obviously I'll make it a lot more smaller than this, but yeah, so that's a letter spacing right there. The line height, so the height between the two lines. So I'll make it a small and a big line height right there. So if I was I think for the letter space, I think we could make it less. So we could do minus. I think we could put in a minus as well. So we could do 10 minus 10. So just save that. Then here we've just gotten that. Then we'll do, oh yeah, it's not even a line. Yeah, yeah. So you could do maybe minus 1. Do that. Do minus 1 maybe. Yeah. Yeah, that's a little bit better, but yeah, so but it's still, I know, I think yeah, it's still readable as well. So yeah, so you could actually put minus or negatives into letter spacing as well. I don't think you could do the same with indentation, but I think you could do the same with word space. So if we do the same thing as well, so we could do like -2, save that. Then here if we just go index, then yeah, so it'll be, so the word spacing will be a lot more will be, you know, smaller. So I think yeah, this word spacing is actually pretty good. The letter spacing, yeah, it's a bit too short. But yeah, so you could actually put negatives in this as well. So we could also go through line height. So I'll do like a small and a big line height. So if we could just do small first, then here we could write just line height simply. Then we could write we could put it just in normal numbers. So we could write, let's do 1, just 1, and then so there's probably, oh no, we have to put the clause, I keep forgetting that. So if we just go in p dot, or you just write small right here, small, then save that, then here go on this right here, and then I think it should do something. The line height, so yeah, actually yeah, it did make it I'm not sure, but probably did, so it should be between here. But let's try to make it a bit bigger. Maybe it might do. You could do 1. No, just write 5. Well, let's just write pixels maybe. Oh yeah, so alright, yeah, so I think it's the line height between the paragraphs. I thought it was between the oh no, between the lines. I thought it was between the paragraphs. So if we just write 1, maybe 1 pixels, go in there. Oh yeah, so yeah, right there, there's not even a line right there, but I think if you highlight it, you could actually see some words. But yeah, so that was line height. So that was a small line height. We could make it a big line height as well. So we write big a p dot big line height. So we write line height. Then we could write like 10 right there, 10 pixels. Then wait, let's see if we could do it just without the oh no, we have to put class in. So if we just go on write big, big, save that. Then here if we go on index, oh yeah, so right there it'll have a lot of, yeah, like really big space right there. So so yeah, so that was line height right there. So you don't have to use the pixels in here right there. So yeah, so that just makes life a lot more easier right there. So we could also go through the final bit, which is white space. So if we could just put in the normal paragraph right here, so it should do for every single paragraph we written on the index.html. And then here if we just write white space and then no wrap, and then if we just save both of them, then here if we go on the CSS course right there, and then here, yeah, so here it'll be all on one line right there. So yeah, so it's really long. Then here, so yeah, so that's white space right there, so it'll write in one single line right there. So yeah, so that's the final bit done. So in this tutorial we went through word space, indentation, letter space, the line height, and white space right there. So let's go on to the CSS questions. So here are the CSS questions, and so for number 1, how many properties did we learn in this video? Number 2, what is white spacing? And number 3, can we use negatives and letter spacing? So as always, there'll be an easy, medium, and hard, so I'll give you a few seconds. So hopefully you've answered all those questions, and if you haven't, pause the video before we get on to the answers. So now let's get on to the answers. So number 1, 5 properties. Number 2, white spacing is when there is no break time between the words or sentences. And number 3, yes, we can use negatives and letter spacing, or like word spacing as well. So thank you for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe and leave a like for more tutorials like these in the future. Thank you.